Yo, 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 what's up? Welcome back to Cover to Cover. Tonight is going to be kind of a based on a season preview. We're going to add our list to the wheel and pick from that as we usually do. And talk about whatever topics come up. I know I brought up a topic of favorite 90s songs. Just at random, it doesn't even matter. But I guess we can talk about, look at those nerds. What's up, Bleak? Hey, John.
Bleak, John.
If I can pop this chat up.
We're going to do a quiz. We're going to try to see how many.
That's right. We're always going to do a quiz.
Dang.
What's that? Jim's got notes.
Notes on what?
I don't know.
90s songs I like.
Oh, I got top 100 90s albums and 80s. You'll never guess.
80s.
You'll never guess what number one is on the 90s. The 90s is a lot harder than the 80s.
Yeah. I saw one of those at Always, and it made me a little angry.
The number one for the 90s, I'm guessing, would probably be Nirvana.
Well, that's later on in the show, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out where Nirvana. Where does Nirvana? Well, you guys are never gonna get the top 90s albums of the 90s. I would never. Well, you guys might. I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't figure it out. I would know. I would know.
I could probably guess 10 off the top of my head.
Of the top 10?
Not the top 10. I could probably guess 10 of the top 90s albums.
Okay, I can tell you right now, I don't think I would have guessed one of the top 10s. Maybe. Damn, dude. Wait, let me see number 2. I would not. I honestly, I could say I probably would not have guessed none of the top 10.
Wow.
I would guess. Can I go ahead and take a guess? Can you tell me if I'm right or wrong?
You want to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, of the top 10,
Yeah. Alanis Morissette, top 10.
she's there. You got one. She's there. Nirvana is not.
Really?
Not in
Wow.
top 10? Wow.
That's a surprise.
And since you already brought Jagged Little Pill, I'll tell you what number you got. That is number 3.
Mr. Hopkins, is that real?
That's
Okay.
Oh,
number
the wheel name.
Yeah.
The 80s one made me angry because it's like a Bruce Springsteen live album was like in the top 5.
In what year?
Really?
Which one?
In the 80s one. It was like, you don't put a best of in the top 10.
Yeah, not a compilation. That's for sure.
Dude, I still haven't got. Where's Nirvana, dude?
Pearl Jam 10.
In the top 10?
Yeah.
No,
Damn.
it's outside the top 10.
Wow. I don't believe that.
It's number 18.
Dang.
All my guesses are gone.
And would you like to know Nirvana? Never mind.
Yeah.
Let me guess 23.
And okay, let's see who. Okay, okay. Who's gonna be Bo? Who's gonna be Jim?
I'm Bo.
I'm Jim.
You're okay. Okay, Bo got 23.
Yeah.
Jim,
17.
Skylar,
What?
Sorry, you have to pay attention. What number do you think Nirvana's Nevermind is on the list?
We got 23 and 17 done.
It's between
Right.
10 and 100 or 11 and 100, right?
Yes.
15.
50?
15.
15, okay. Donnie?
27.
Donnie wins. He's the closest.
Really?
29.
Wow. That's crazy.
When was the list made? Is that recent or?
Oh, I got another top 10.
This
Yeah.
is just a book off the sales. And this book is a little old, so maybe it's changed a little bit, but
Yeah.
this book, I think, you know what? Let me see when it was published.
I
I got-
recognize these books.
I got another top 10 guess.
Okay.
Metallica, Black Album.
Charity, you're breaking my heart.
Okay. I know. Wait. It's
Green Day's good.
Metallica, Black Album.
We listened to one of those songs.
okay. What number is it? What's your guess?
73.
The Black Album?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's number 8.
No. You're close though.
Oh, so it is top 10.
It's not top 10.
Oh, it's
Really?
not?
It's not.
That's a surprise, too.
You want me to tell you?
I'll say 12.
You got it. It's 12.
I was going to say 11.
It's 12. Let me see
Where's
when this was published because it could have changed, but at the time of this publishing,
What about Guns N' Roses?
Oh,
Use Your Illusion.
that was early 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 91, I think that came out.
Yeah, this book is 20. This book is 20 years old.
I got a couple of those.
In 2004, which well, you know what? It's more accurate, right? You would think, because this
Yeah,
was
'cause you're
fresh.
closer to it.
Because this was fresh what
Mhm.
it was. Nirvana might be number 2 now because of it just kept on selling. Some of these albums might not have kept, like Jagged Little Pill. I'm sure the sales aren't with Nirvana, Nevermind, or Metallica Black, right?
Right.
So this is a little bit. Yeah, I guess it might be a little bit more. I don't know. You can see it either way. What else are we doing tonight? We could do the 80s too. Or we could talk about your favorite 90s songs.
Let's do 80s. Let's just get that out of the way.
You want me to get the book for the 80s?
Sure.
Also, this is what we're doing today? Okay, all right.
If you want to wait, we can.
All right. Okay, so what do you guys want to know? The top 10 in the 80s? See if you could pick any? The 80s are so much easier.
I bet.
All right. Anybody want to guess the number 1?
Uh,
I bet 4 of you.
Duran
Except for
Duran.
Skylar. Except for Skylar. What? 3 of you will get it.
Yeah, I got a good guess. Number 1.
Go for it.
Is it Thriller?
Bing, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, best-selling album of all time, probably.
I think it is. It's either that or the Eagles' greatest hits. Jim keeps buying it. Copies and shit.
I buy it to destroy it.
I doubt Ministry made it. Yes, I doubt Ministry. Madonna. Yeah, Thriller's number 1. Does anybody know number 2? It's an album we've done. We've done this album.
Is it the White Snake album?
No.
Oh,
When was who?
Okay, the first 4, the next 1, 2, 3, and 4, you guys know the albums. 5's a hard one. 6 are kind of hard. 7 is kind of easy.
Is there any like bad ones in there that are like
Bad albums?
not bad albums, but just bad choices, bad placement?
Well, this is all about sales. It's based on
sales. Okay.
This is only the other one it's just based on sales.
Right. Okay.
A bad one? I'll put it
Sure, there's a Duran Duran one in there somewhere.
not in the top 10.
No. Wow.
That's surprising too.
Police album.
Nope. You know who has 2 in the top 10? Bruce Springsteen.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, Born in the USA is number 3. And he has a live album. A live album that's number 8.
Survivor. That was pretty popular. Yeah.
I'm sure it's here somewhere, but it's the album. It's did they have? Did somebody say Whitesnake?
I did.
It's
Somebody
47. It's 47.
Oh, I know. Def Leppard.
Is what, number 2?
Top. Well, I don't know if it's number. I doubt it's number 2. Top 10.
No.
Billy Joel top 10.
No.
Wow.
Metallica.
Who's number 2? Well, you guys know it.
Madonna's not number 2.
Nope.
Weird Al.
It's a hard rock album, guys. It's
Hard rock. AC/DC.
there you go, baby.
Is that Back in Black?
Back in Black.
I was gonna say it's got to be that.
I could have thought about that. Dang. That's too hard.
That's too hard. Bruce ding ding.
Let's go back to the 90s. You want to know? Nobody can guess the number 1 in the 90s, right? You guys ain't gonna guess this. I'll give you the top 10. I'll go down from 10. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we did. Metallica had 12. Who is this people? Who are these people again? Backstreet Boys have 11 with the album Millennium. Britney Spears, Baby One More Time is number 10
That was in the 90s.
Yeah.
in the 90s. Garth Brooks, Rope in the Wind.
98, I think.
Backstreet Boys, the Backstreet Boys, number 8. Supernatural by Santana, 7. Double Garth
That was
Brooks,
pretty freaking.
it was big. Garth Brooks, the double live album is number 6. Number 5 is Garth Brooks, No Fences.
Wow.
Fuck, that's 3 for him, right?
Yeah.
That just shows how massive he was in the 90s.
Fuck, he was massive, bro.
Yeah, he was hit after hit after hit after hit.
Everywhere.
And I can't tell you one song that I don't know one song of his.
Friends in Low Places.
I don't know that song.
I don't know what it looks like.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Cracked Rear View Mirror. Cracked Rear View by Hootie. Hootie. God damn, bro. They were big. Wow.
Talk about a staple of the 90s.
Jagged Little Pill, Alanis. Number 2 is a soundtrack. Can anybody name the soundtrack?
Forrest Gump.
No.
It's not Forrest Gump, but Forrest Gump is in the teens, I think.
Top Gun was like 86, so no.
Yeah.
Dude, Kenny.
Titanic.
No. Kenny G had the 17th biggest album.
Jeez.
He's
You know?
G.
That doesn't
No.
surprise me.
It's not Titanic.
Pulp Fiction. Dang.
Soundtrack.
Ready? Titanic's a great guess, I think. But it's not it.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is in the teens. I don't know what I saw it earlier.
Wow.
You want to know?
Yep. Ah, the body.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because she was pretty big, and that was the soundtrack. It wasn't just soundtrack. It was one of her albums too. So
Yeah. And you want to know the number 1 song at the time of publishing in 2004? Can you guess the number 1 album? You'll never guess.
Phil Collins.
No, he's one of the top in the 80s, actually.
Yeah.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Baby got back. Oh, Shania Twain.
Wow.
Give me a break.
I bet now that wouldn't even crack top 80.
She was huge though.
Yeah.
She has another one in the team. She has number 1 and she has number 13, 14. She has number 14.
I think between her, Faith Hill, Tim McGraw, and Alan Jackson, the 4 of them ruled the freaking 90s on the country chart, besides Garth Brooks.
Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Garth Brooks is the biggest one, though, right? You would think.
Leader of the pack. For sure.
The Dixie Chicks are 15. Forrest Gump soundtrack is 16. That's a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a really good soundtrack.
Fantastic soundtrack.
You should put that on your list of albums to do, Jim.
I might. But I already made my selection, so I can't change it a second time.
I'm dying to hear Skyler's selections before she falls asleep.
What's the criteria?
Oh, get out of here. I'm trying to...
I want to know. Can I select one?
No, get out of here.
You're gonna be on the next. You're coming on the next show.
Yeah.
Tupac, Dear Mama.
She don't even know what she's talking about. She just said Tupac, Dear Mama.
Tupac, Your Mama.
It's a good song.
Tupac, Yo Mama.
Yo, mama.
She's
Yo appreciated.
is that a song?
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in.
We're back.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby.
Oh my God, my right hand. Yo, mama.
Yo, mama.
Yo
Yo,
appreciated.
mama. That's something that was big in the 90s. Your mama jokes.
Yeah.
Fan.
Yo mama so fat. Oh,
She sits around the house. She sits around.
All right, what are we doing, Donnie? What are we doing? You guys want to do the 80s?
Sure.
That's Leopard's the 80s. You kept on saying that's Leopard.
said it was.
Madonna's the 80s. Top Gun. Madonna, Whitney. Wait, you know what album is in the top 10 of the 80s? Brothers in Arms. That's
Dire
Dire
Straits.
Dire Straits.
Good album.
Yeah. That the Leopard had the number 10 with Hysteria. What's so weird? Guns at number 4. Dude, they were so massive.
Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good album.
Yeah. That's which.
You want- you
It's my number 4, my personal number 4. So
guys want to see something? Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to take off my glasses. The older I get, the more I look like Phil Collins.
Oh wow.
I can feel it come.
Oh,
Yeah. It's uncanny.
You see that?
Yeah.
I look more and more like Phil Collins every day. Donnie, bring up the wheel of death. Let's go.
I'm working on it.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
We're talking?
Yeah. While we were talking.
Okay,
I can do that.
Jim.
Yeah.
Why do you have a top 90 song list?
Because I don't want to have to sit here and think. Try to think. So I try to like pre-think, write it all down. So if anything comes up, I can say, One of these. I can pick one of the list.
Yeah, pre-thinker.
I broke it down into rock, hip hop, rap, pop, and country.
Have you been getting these videos pop up on YouTube, like 100 my 100 favorite songs, and people are doing all these videos and putting? I've been seeing that on my feed. It's pretty cool. I've been thinking about doing the same thing. What are your top songs?
I don't really have it in order or anything. I just wrote down songs I like.
All right, put it on.
What do you want to hear? What hip hop, rock, what
What am I doing?
country?
Well, I'm a big country guy.
Big country guy? All right. I really like the song Brooks and Dunn, Neon Moon. John Anderson, Seminole Wind.
Yes.
Tracy Lawrence, Time Marches On. George Strait, Heartland from the Pure Country album.
Heartland's a fantastic song.
Dwight Yoakam, It Only Hurts Me When I Cry. And Reba McEntire, Fancy.
I am not a country guy.
That's just a few that I'm like, I was trying to think of all these other songs. There's other bands and songs I like Sawyer Brown and stuff like that, but I ran out of time.
I'm thinking about doing a top 100 song thing. Like I think I want to do it. I don't want to put no more than 5 songs from one artist,
Yeah.
and then just do it like that. So who are your hip hops? Your hippity hops.
Hip hop songs that. So Keith, yeah, that's good.
Your hippity
Sir-
hops, like the kids say these days.
Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back.
Oh, look at you.
Beastie Boys, Sabotage.
Very nice.
Beastie Boys, Intergalactic. Warren G, Regulate. House of Pain, Jump Around. Coolio, Gangsta Paradise. Tupac and Dre, California Love. And Tupac Changes.
Bro, no Tribe Called Quest, bro.
I'm surprised they have Insane in the Membrane on this list.
I thought about the Insane
That's
and
like
Brain.
all time.
Oh yeah, no Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Well,
was-
I mean, wasn't making like every song of the 90s. I just tried to
Oh right.
try to
What rock songs?
make a condensed
Oh my
one.
god. It was a good day should have been on there. That's an all
yeah.
timer.
Rock songs. I got Corrosion of Conformity, Clean My Wounds, Pearl Jam, Jeremy, or Alive, Alice in Chains, Them Bones, Green Day, When I Come Around, Seven Mary 3, Cumbersome, Pantera, Walk, Sepultura, Roots, Bloody Roots,
Yeah.
White Zombie, Thunder Kiss 65, Pantera, Domination, Rancid, Roots and Radicals, Tool, Anima, and Chili Peppers, Soul to Squeeze from the Conehead soundtrack. And I couldn't remember the one Offspring song. I'm not a big fan of Offspring song by no means. I don't like Offspring, but I can't remember the song name. But there was one of the Offspring songs I liked.
The popular ones?
You're not talking about The Kids Are All Right, are you?
I think that one's it.
Yeah. That's off the second one. I'm a big fan of their first album. Their first album's fantastic.
No Limp Bizkit?
No. I mean, that was just kind of a. I mean, I could probably make 10 pages of good songs from the 90s, but
List your best disco from the 90s.
disco pop.
Yeah.
My pop one's really small. I like the Alanis Morissette, You Ought to Know. REM, Man on the Moon.
That's a great song.
Blues Travelers, Hook,
Yeah.
and Fiona Apple, Criminal.
Have you heard that album?
Criminal?
That,
No.
that, that,
No, I
whole
haven't
album,
No, I haven't heard the whole album. No,
that whole album is very good, bro.
is it?
Yes.
Yeah, every time it seemed like every time we turned MTV on in the '90s, that
Yeah.
video.
You'd even hear the song on the radio in the '90s, and they just quit playing it all together, which I
Yeah. It would just they drop like a rock.
And
But that album is very good, man.
is it? I might have
Yeah.
to give it a listen.
Give it a listen. That's a really good album. You should drop one of your albums and put that on there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but it's a very good album. It's a very good album. Motorcycle guy. Motorcycle guy. It is. It's a very good album. I'm not kidding about that. On that. Skyler, what albums did you pick?
Old Waylon by Waylon Jennings.
Yeah.
He told me you guys might not be impressed with this one, but New Jersey, Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah, that's
And-
right up there with Whitesnake.
And this one you guys might not have heard of, but it's Reincarnate by Motionless in White.
Never heard of that one.
Motionless in White does the entrance music for Rhea Ripley, who is a
Okay.
female wrestler. And
We know
they're
who
also,
Rhea is.
from,
I
they're
mean,
also from Scranton. Yes. They're also from Scranton, so they're local band. Semi-local to me. A couple
That's
hours
cool.
away.
That's cool. And your last one?
I don't have one.
You don't have a fourth?
what happened to the other one?
Well, okay. I have one on there before, right?
Yeah.
Didn't you have
Yeah, I had Dark Horse, Nickelback.
yes, Nickelback.
Can we put it on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Put it on there. She's
You listen to your dad's music?
Yeah,
well, not all of it.
not all of it.
No, that's of course. But he's had an influence on your music?
Yeah, definitely.
When you were growing up, did he listen to the same thing in the car all the time? Is there one artist that you grew up with and it was just like, oh yeah, that was my childhood?
Yeah,
Who?
probably Queen.
Queen?
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
I like Queen.
Bo, what's the music of your childhood?
Me or him?
Bo, wait. Okay, which one's Bo again?
I'm
Okay, your vote.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
He's a
Okay.
little bit, isn't
A little bit.
So you're asking me or him?
You.
Oh, I'm asking Bo. Oh,
Yeah. Pretty
You.
much everything Joe Strummer ever did.
Gotta talk up, boy, so they can hear you.
Johnny Cash, everything he did pretty much. Ramones were up there. I made a list of that. Hold on, let me go through it.
that's influenced you a lot.
Well, let me see.
My parents didn't really listen to a lot of music, so I didn't grow up with a lot of music growing up. Like
See, for me, growing up, I was influenced with like Elvis, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, the 70s country, and my mom, man, she listened to there was a station on the AM radio that played like old stuff like Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, and stuff like. So I listened to a lot of that old jazz type stuff.
Mhm. When I first got into music, it was mainly the kids I grew up with in the neighborhood, and they all listened to like Rush, AC/DC, you know. And then in junior high, it was just rock. I got influenced with rock, and that's when I started learning everything else. Like the first song I really liked that was that I told my mom to get me the record, and she got me the little 45. It was Copacabana by Barry Manilow. And she got me the 45, but then when I put it on, it was in Spanish. It wasn't even freaking Barry Manilow. It wasn't even, the original one. It was in Spanish. I was like, what? And I knew it all in Spanish, but that was like my big influence. But with the older kids, not my parents. My parents listened to this dirty Cuban comic, and they had all his albums, and they would put that, and they would just laugh, and I learned all the dirty jokes, all the old dirty Cuban jokes from that guy. That was my childhood. What about you, Donnie?
Well, my dad always had the radio. We had this one of those big '80s boom boxes. It was always on the table, and he always had it tuned to the local AM oldie station. So it was a lot of Stones, Beatles, CCR, and all the old, like the 60s and early 70s stuff. Because in the 90s, anything 20 years or older was oldie. And I was influenced by them. During the 90s, they were big into a lot of the country, the pop country. So we go to one of the local county fairs every year and see somebody. So I saw like Tandy Tucker and Tracy Lawrence, Diamond Rio and Sawyer Brown, Kathy Mattea, Mark Chestnut, just a plethora of them. So pop country was probably a big part of my life growing up. Classic rock. I didn't get into metal until I got to college. Met people from other places.
I was in middle school before I got into the metal.
Middle school was like for me was like the time to get into music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Donnie said, for me in my house too, it's like the 90s country was. I heard mostly everything of that, especially growing up in bars, because I had, family members that had their own bars. So I would spend a lot of time there and listen to all the songs on the jukeboxes and
Dawkins,
all that stuff. So.
Night Tiger's always talking about Dawkins. He's a big Dawkins fan.
I saw them once. I saw Dawkins live. They were like one of the opening bands on the Monsters of Rock tour. They were pretty good. I can't remember their songs now for some reason. There was a few that I liked. The other day when you're working on the car, Donnie, what were you and your dad listening to?
Nothing.
That's sacrilege, bro.
We were listening to anything.
You didn't listen
I'm
to.
gonna tell you what. I don't recommend that to anybody. That was a pain in the ass trying to get that thing unbolted. It sucked.
But you did it.
Yeah, I only got one side. I still got the other side to do yet.
Yeah, something Into the Fire, was it? Into the Fire. Dream Warriors. That was from the Freddy movie.
Yeah.
Into the Fire.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, wasn't it? Isn't that Dream Warriors?
I think Dream Warriors. I think it was 3.
Yeah, it was 3.
Okay.
Yeah, the resident horror fan would know that. Yes, it's not 4.
Of course, it's 3.
It's 3.
What Iron Maiden had a song for one of the movies too, and I can't remember which one it was.
Really?
Yeah, it was off of Not Fear of the Dark, the album before that.
7? Was that later? Or was that?
It's the next the album after the album in between Seventh Son and Fear of the Dark. The hell is that?
Hold on, I'm looking. Iron Maiden.
I don't listen to it that much, so I can't remember what it's called.
I don't see it.
The hell was it? Now I gotta look.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Legend. That thing's he's getting that schnauzer look.
Loving my beard, yeah. Let's do
Taking so long.
No, it's not included. I give up.
No Prayer for the Dying.
Okay.
I think what was the freaking track? It's a big track, not Holy Smoke. Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter.
I'm not familiar with that album.
Yeah. That was on the soundtrack for Dream Child.
Yeah, G-Man. Dead Kennedys and Pistols. It's good stuff.
Yeah, buddy.
Still listen to those guys.
Oh, I love that Kenny's.
I never got into them. I always meant to get into them, and I never did.
Iron Maiden rocks. I was listening to
I got into Rat.
Rat today. We'll make a pizza.
Listen to Rat. Round and round.
What goes around comes around.
They had some good albums.
Yes, we are live. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, buddy?
Ernie, this is a drama-free zone.
Yeah, don't be bringing that stuff over here.
This is a drama-free zone. Just saying. They don't mean anything by it. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
And FYI, that I don't want not to hurt your feelings, but none of us picked an Oingo Boingo album, so we apologize. No Oingo Boingo.
No Batman soundtrack. None of that stuff. We do have a soundtrack on this time, though.
Yeah, there is a soundtrack.
9-Inch Nails.
I want to bring up a couple 90s songs that I've been thinking about that were had an impact on me more when I was an adult. So like Say It Ain't So from Weezer.
Weezer is so good, right?
Oh my God,
It's so good.
That freaking song, you know. Alice in Chains, Wood.
That was my first favorite song from them. That song was awesome.
Now, Cake is one of those unique bands because they have that brass section. And
Going the distance.
yes, the distance. Oh my God, that entire album. I listened to that thing constantly.
I actually saw them in the 90s.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You went to a show?
Yeah.
How were they in concert?
They had some people throwing ice or something at him, and he threatened to walk off the stage about twice if people kept throwing stuff. He's like, I'll walk off this stage and keep throwing.
Were they good though?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I like Cake. I like that one album.
It was kind of a weird lineup, I guess. The show was here in Lakeland. It was the Vandals, Cake, and No Doubt.
Oh, nice.
The
That's a
Vandals.
great lineup.
Yep.
What were they?
Vandals, they started out in the 80s as like a punk band.
Where they're from? You know where they're from?
Probably, I don't know. Probably California.
Oops.
I saw a list of underrated
Yeah,
bands from the '90s earlier, and one of the ones I didn't recognize the other four, but one of the ones on that list was Candlebox, and I gotta say I don't disagree that hugely underrated band.
Yeah. I have one of their albums, not the one that has their big song. I'd have to go back and re-listen to it, but I haven't listened to that CD in decades, but I couldn't get into it.
I would add the Boo Radleys as well. I think they might be more '80s though.
The Boo Radleys?
The Boo Radleys.
There was a band named that?
Yep.
That's badass.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, that is so cool. They should have like what's oh my god.
Scout.
They should have Scout as you know on the album, and then Boo Radley. What's like the actor's name? I can't remember. The guy from The Godfather that played
Robert.
Robert Duvall.
Yeah, Robert Duvall.
Yeah, they should have Robert Duvall like in some kind of artistic of his picture. That should be their. Oh, that'll be awesome. That's a great name for a band. I've never heard that. Yeah, Robert Duvall. That should be.
Robert De Niro. No. Well, same era. They those two have acted in a lot of movies together.
The Vinyls.
The Vinyls. Yeah. I touched myself.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it, Donnie. I'm glad you said it. Yep.
I'll say it. I ain't scared.
You know, another old song from the 90s that when I was in high school that was out that I used to really love was the Bloodhound Gang, Fire, Water, Burn.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
The roof is
Oh,
on fire.
we don't need no water.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, that was like they at my high school they would have the pep rallies like every other Friday or every Friday or whenever it was, and that was like the thing because my high school mascot was the Red Devils. So that at the time it was the roof is on fire. Everybody was saying that during the pep rallies and stuff.
Mm.
Who sings that?
Bloodhound Gang.
The blood. Never knew who sang that. The Bloodhound.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. I know.
You gotta listen to it.
Yeah.
No, I know the song. I didn't know who.
Me popping. I'm a dumb white guy. I'm not old or new, but middle school, 5th grade, like junior high. No.
Both. The show's gonna end, and both's gonna be like, dude. Bro, come on. You know? Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Right
Thanks.
there, Dirty said it. Bad touch.
Bad Touch. Yeah, that was the other one.
Yeah. I had that album. No, had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could never break down and buy any of their albums, but I did enjoy the Fire, Water, Burn one.
I did. It was a moment of weakness.
Skyler's gonna go through your stash looking for it after the show. After that beautiful rendition that we just
Out
had.
there in the corner on the other side of that wall.
Yeah.
Eventually they'll be in here.
You know what 90s album I remember buying as a kid and I really loved, and I haven't heard it in a while, but I'm sure it still holds up, and that's the Green Day Dookie album.
I'm sure that holds up.
I remember that just being a great album.
What?
Then they
Well,
kind of
I
went
have-
downhill after the second one, or the Dookie was the third one. So after the fourth one, it's kind of when I fell off the Green Day wagon.
I was the biggest Green Day fan. I really liked them. I think when they went to Woodstock '94 or something,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they had that
Mud fight.
fabulous with the mud fight. Remember
Yeah.
that shit? That was so epic. That I instantly they went up my list. I go, oh, they're badasses. I like them, dude. I thought that was so cool. That automatically started making me like them.
Green Jello.
Green Jello. Yep.
Yeah. Little pig, let me in. I'm huffing. I'll blow your house.
Underrated track on that song, Serial Killer.
Yo, Wolfish.
I used to listen to that one all the freaking time.
Yeah.
I always asked for it.
No. All right. Let's do this.
I was
I like
actually
them.
on the topic of green bands with green in their name. Soylent Green.
Oh yeah.
I saw them in '97 open up for Pantera, and
Boiling. That is another good freaking name.
I was telling him about it. It's like after they went on, I had split my eye open in the pit. I headbutted somebody and like put like a 2-inch gash right above my eyebrow. So like after the show, he was coming out of the side, and me and my buddy stopped him, and he had a box under his arm, and it said, "Hey man, great show. Check out what I did during your." So he hooked us up. He gave us a couple cassette tapes and said thank you and all that good stuff.
I thought you were gonna say he gave you a Band-Aid or something.
You know what? They didn't do nothing for security, anything. Like literally it was a 2-inch gash. And security, nobody did anything for me. They just looked at me. I said, "Hey, I'm bleeding to death over here. Blood rolling all down my face, everything." They just looked at me. Had to go to the bathroom, clean it up, kind of pinch it together and let it clot. And then went back to
You
the
know what they were thinking? You know what they were thinking, right? What did you expect, stupid?
Yeah.
You expect?
So when I got home that night, I was greeted by my mom, and she had some butterfly Band-Aids, and she butterfly Band-Aid my eye shut. And I barely have a scar to this day.
You never got stitches?
No, couldn't afford stitches.
Oh, Humble's a better one because it was mac and cheese. No, that.
Just butterflied that thing.
My son did the same thing, and he was like, I didn't want to bother you. And I go, dude, you needed stitches. And he goes, it's all right. And like, whatever.
Yeah, but the memory's better for me because I can look at it and think Pantera, baby.
I didn't know I could do that. I just now noticed your shirt, Jim. Speaking of 90s.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite '90s movies right there. The other one's Boondock Saints.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Of the 90s?
You got walking in it?
My favorite movie, period.
Yeah.
Do you have walking in it?
No.
Oh, well, so I said too.
Smart ass.
What?
All right, so
Do I
what are the albums?
we go read down the list?
Yeah.
All right,
We're
so
That Get Rich or Die Trying?
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of Jim's albums. So I did these. I put these on here in the order that I wrote them.
Don't
down.
look so surprised.
The first four are Jim's albums.
The
Fox
first four
Bars.
Jim's?
Shock Troops. 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. Nick 13, self-titled. H2O, Use Your Voice. I've never heard any of these albums.
Ooh, are you in for a treat? Goodness.
And I'm not familiar at all with Nick 13 or H2O. So
Well,
Yeah, I know the
I'm not familiar with H2O too much because I'm not a big fan of them at all, but I really like this album. and it's really the only album I've listened to. Well, I've actually listened to a couple of their albums, but this album I actually like really enjoy, and it's good all the way through, I think. So I'm like, and I tried to pick a little more diverse than what my pick line was, because I had a bunch of bands that I really wanted to do, but I wanted to try to make it a little more diverse. So I got kind of like an oi punk album. I got the rap. I got a country / rockabilly album, and then like a hardcore pop hardcore album. Because before it was just all like punk albums.
So you wanted to mix it up.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you did. I had the 50. I might still have that album. The 50 Cent album I know. The other ones I do not. What are the next list of albums?
The next list is Boats.
Susie and the Banshees?
Yes, Susie and the Banshees. I
That
had
is,
a close friend that was a good, big fan of Susie and the Banshees.
it's
Who?
what?
Who's a big fan of Susie and the Banshees?
A
Me?
friend of mine.
Are you really?
Yeah, big time.
Wow.
Really?
Really? I never knew that. Is this the album with Cities and Dust?
No, that's their 8th one. I was real back and forth, but I chose this one. So I think there's a bit more. It sounds better to me, I think. But
I like Susie and the Banshees. So I'm surprised. Okay.
X
Yeah.
Under the Big Black Sun. That is a great album. That's their 4th album or 3rd album. That's great. Atari Teenage Riot. Delete Yourself, which that says Wasteland. That needs to be changed.
You spelled it wrong, Donald.
Oh, whoops. What did I say?
Wasteland.
Wasteland is riot.
Skylar
You were way off on that, buddy.
She mentioned the Who in my ear while I was
Oh, it's Skylar's fault. It's Skylar's fault. Yeah.
while I was typing it, and my brain
Teenage
automatically
Wasteland.
went there.
Right.
And Diamond de Gala is The Sporting Life, which is a big that's my big curveball I chose. So I got
What's X's genre? Are they punk?
they're not really punk. They're punk but with a lot of rockabilly country influence. But
And Atari Teenage Riot?
they're a industrial breakcore band. So that's pretty different. And
Amanda Gala?
she is kind of an avant-garde blues kind of thing. It's weird.
There's an ass or an S, isn't there?
Yeah.
Dude, this is awesome, dude.
So I try to pick very. I know no one heard these, only me. So
I've never heard that. I know Susie and the Banshees.
Yeah. I'd never heard any of those albums. That last one I'm not familiar with at all.
Neither am I.
yeah, it's pretty obscure, but it's got a Wikipedia page. That's all that matters.
Okay, next one.
That's one problem, real quick. That's one thing with like my H2O. The Wikipedia page isn't that big, but I just felt like I needed to pick it just because it's different and it's a great album. If we can't talk about it too long, then so be it. I feel you guys might enjoy this album because it's a band that I don't like and I enjoyed the album, so I'm thinking that's why I picked it. But it doesn't have a big Wikipedia page at all.
That's fine.
We've encountered that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next four are mine. It's Radiohead Kid A, the Goodwill Hunting soundtrack, Beastie Boys Check Your Head, and New Order Substance 87.
That one I'm excited for. I haven't heard any of their stuff.
New Order?
No, I just stick to Joy Division. That's it.
I like them. That there's a song there that I honestly don't like the song anymore, but when I heard it, it pretty much changed my life. It was like it was like the first time experiencing food. You know, a different the food that blows in your mouth. It's like you're not a kid anymore, and you, oh my god, food is. And for me, it was eating a Wendy's hamburger with everything on it. Because I used to eat Wendy's hamburgers only with ketchup and cheese and plain, nothing else. And the minute I got it with cheese, bacon, lettuce, onions, pickles, all that shit, it was just like. There's a song on that album that gave me that same feeling. And I remember where I was at when I heard it. I even had to go ask what it was because it just blew my mind. And that's why I picked that up. So hopefully, and it's not even, I don't even like the song anymore, but it still means, it's still special.
Yeah.
I probably heard it too much.
I heard bits of that album through this. This is the retro box set.
Of New Order?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've never heard that album itself, but there's bits of it on this. It's like other recordings of songs and stuff like that. So
I've been listening to them for like the last couple of weeks. That's why I added it. And now I found this other song that I never paid attention to on another album. It's called Age of Consent. That's the name of the song, and I think that's the name of the album. And that song has got me blown away because I think I put it on and I just get happy. It's not really, it's almost like a breakup song, but it's a happy breakup song. And it just makes me, I listen to it and it's like, damn, this song is awesome, dude. But we'll talk about that another time. Who's next?
I believe those are mine. I picked John Denver, Poems, Prayers, and Promises. And my picks were just because I happened to hear specific songs from those albums when I was trying to come up with my albums, and I heard a cover of Country Road, and I was like, I think I want to do that album. So
I'm super happy you picked that album. I don't know
that's
that whole album, but I like John Denver.
Yeah, and I found I have it on vinyl. So
Nice.
Did you guys watch this year, a couple of weeks ago, the NFL had a game in Germany?
I saw that, but I didn't watch it.
It might have been Germany or England. Dude, they're huge John Denver fans. They were singing Country Roads at the stadium. Everybody at the stadium was singing Country Roads. It was so freaking cool.
that's cool.
It was very cool. What are your other albums? Supertramp, Breakfast in America. I know that one well.
Supertramp, Breakfast in America. I heard Logical Song, and I'm like, I kind of want to do that album. Nick Drake, Pink Moon. Pink Moon was was used in a Volkswagen commercial. The song, but Nick Drake, it's really good album. It's just him and the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and My Chemical Romance, I will credit this one and her sister because they turned me on to what's the name of that song?
Teenagers Scare.
Teenagers Scare Me, or Teenagers. And it's one of the songs on that album. I'm like,
they weren't trying to turn you on to it, Donnie. They were trying to warn you, bro.
probably, yeah. It's not like I'm not already aware.
Yeah. They're trying to tell you something.
So that was what led me to pick that one. And My Chemical Romance was not a band that I ever really got into, so it kind of wanted to hear it. So
I don't think I've ever heard them, and I've heard of them, but I don't think I've ever heard them, as far as I know.
They're no longer together anymore either. So
Really?
I didn't know that.
Skyler, who's next?
Um, what do I have to give my reasoning for?
No, not really.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. Waylon Jennings, Old Waylon, Bon Jovi, New Jersey. There's a song in there I connect with a lot, and I like. I'll Be There For You is the one is the reason why I picked the album. Motionless
Cool.
and White Reincarnate. I've never heard of them, so I'd like to listen to the album, and I'm a big fan of Nickelback, Dark Horse.
Is that their first album?
Nickelback,
Yeah.
No,
Dark-
it's-
it's their third.
no.
No?
It's probably, I think, fifth or sixth. It's the one after All the Right Reasons.
They have that many albums?
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Really?
I think they're on their. It might be on their 10th.
And they're still together?
Mhm.
Wow.
I forget what the new one's called.
Get Rolling's the last one I can think of.
That one.
Yes, sir, Robert G.
Yeah,
I've been on a typo negative kick here this past week. Love typo
You
negative.
guys, you guys like Ministry?
I'm not super familiar with their catalog. There was one album that I used to have, and it had what was it? Jesus Built My Hot Rod and Psalm 69, and
That's the name of the album, Psalm 69.
yeah.
I believe that's the name of the album. It might be wrong.
Yeah, I just know of them. I haven't really dived
Dude,
into it.
What's his name?
I love Ministry, bro.
Al
I
Jordan?
got
Jorgensen?
Al Jorgensen, yeah. I love Ministry. I got to see them once. Bro. Fabulous.
I just know he's a big time lip syncer nowadays.
Oh, I don't know. Dude, they got this one live album that they pretty much played that album the whole concert, and it was freaking insane. And back in the day, they were more like electronic. They weren't so heavy.
Yeah.
Look up Every Day is Halloween by them. Fuck, what a great beat. Such a good song.
Yeah, the Nine Inch Nails and the inspiration.
Every Day is Halloween. Every Day is Halloween. It's not heavy. It's got a great bass and great beat. And oh man, I put that out to work out, and it's like so good. So good.
Are you ready to spin?
spin that
Um,
way.
So we're gonna spin. We're spinning. All right.
I just want to point out that we've mentioned it before. The purpose of this show was to be influenced to other albums, other music that we've never heard before, and it was one of the reasons that I asked Skylar if she'd be interested in joining us, because she, with the exception about her generation, doesn't really listen to full albums anymore.
Yeah.
Not like we did.
Yeah.
Or do. So this will be a new experience for her, and some of them you're not going to like, some of them we might.
And
not
it's
like.
okay. And it's okay. And it's okay.
You know, it's not a big deal. It's just to expand that
Horizon?
palette, that
Yeah.
taste of music. And that's the whole purpose of it. And
And trust me, there's been quite a few albums that we've done that I never would have listened to and turned out being some of my favorite.
Yeah.
Devo, Bob Dylan.
I was just going to say,
Jeez, I've been like,
Yeah.
Devo changed my life. Now I'm on to like Talking Heads and the Joy Divisions and the Damned. Oh my God, the Damned, I think. Holy The Damned's probably like in my top 5 now.
Wow.
Their whole catalog, like everything, like oh
The
man.
Bob Dylan biopic comes out on Christmas.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Oh yeah. The one that really surprised me and really pulled me in was one of the ones that Boat picked, and it was Milo Goes to College.
Yes.
Fucking fantastic.
That one was a
For
great
me-
one too. Never would have guessed it because I had only heard, their later stuff, and it was a little too poppy for me. But then again, I'm older, so I'm a little more okay with listening to stuff like that now. Not as aggressive. But yeah, Milo Goes to College was
Yeah.
damn.
I always overlooked that band. I know we discussed it when we did the album, but I always overlooked them because it gave the vibe of that 90s crap pop,
Yeah. That's the
realizing-
reason why I never dived into it.
Yeah. So
For me, it's another one that Bo picked that really changed my life. Snow.
Mama,
Informer,
hold on.
that changed my life. Yeah, bro.
Got it on screen.
That is, put that up again. Let's see it big. Let's see that big. Let's
I
see
think
that
you might
big.
move them down every day.
That is just otherworldly. That's all I can say to that.
so sometimes we find out how much we hate it.
You see how fast he has that? He's got that handy, bro.
Yeah.
You see that?
I almost bought a second one. We went to the flea market and saw one. Next time I'll hold them up.
Nice.
You win
It
some.
was
you lose
never a phase.
Next stop is vinyl.
All right, we ready to spin it?
Spin
I am
that.
scared.
You're
Scared.
You're scared. It's good.
I'm
It's gonna be
scared.
Bon Jovi.
No, Bon Jovi's the last album we're doing. You know that, right? That's the last one.
Yes.
Oh, Coxfire!
Where can you feel that? This album, I'm going to tell you now, fellas and ladies.
Look at how excited he is, bro.
You're going to think this album is a greatest hits album because every song from start to finish is a banger.
Okay,
It
wait,
literally
Donnie,
is-
put that
Put it
that
back up.
up. Yeah, which is the album and which one is the artist?
Coxbearer is the artist.
Sparer
Sparrow.
is the artist.
Oh, it's Spare. I've been
I think
saying
it's two
Spar.
I think there's two R's in there.
Yeah.
Oh, there is?
Sparer?
Okay.
Arrer, I think.
I believe so.
Sparrer.
R.
Spar.
Sparer.
They're a East London band. So the cock is for the Cockney
Okay,
dialect.
Shark Troops. And what were you thinking about this album? I'm sorry.
This album, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna say, "Man, this sounds like a greatest hits album." It's not.
Ooh.
It's I believe it's their first album. I think it came out in 78, 9, something like that. Maybe 7, somewhere around there. I don't know.
And I've come to the conclusion the 70s is the best decade for music. That's my opinion.
And Coxbearer is considered an Oi band, like one of the original Oi bands that was with like Stiff Little Fingers and Sham 69 around that era.
Coxbearer.
Coxbearer.
Oh, it came out in 82. I'm sorry.
Like I said, the 80s is the greatest decade for music.
Didn't you just say 70s?
No, I'm sorry.
No.
83. Her self-titled was in 78.
The 70s? Decade for music.
Looks like it.
Yeah, so it's their second album.
Why is it doing that? It's freaking Adobe anyway.
Man, I'm excited for you guys. You're going to have some ear candy for the next
5 months.
What are we-
week or 2.
2 weeks? 2 weeks? 2 weeks is fair. 2 weeks is like the 14th, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be like the 19th, the 20th, right before Christmas,
Okay.
right? Because the 6th. No, it'll be like the 13th.
My calendar.
One of these songs on this album is sung at multiple different soccer team games, like
Mhm.
chants. When you listen to the album, just see if you can find the song.
Is this the song? Is this the album with the small with the wiki short wiki page?
No,
That's the
H2O
other-
had the small one.
Gotta say, I've never heard of this, so we'll see what's up.
Excellent. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited
Wow.
too.
You are in for a treat.
I've heard most of the songs off this, but not the whole thing.
Google Slides.
Or you guys are gonna listen to Kid A. You're gonna finally listen to Radiohead.
I'm ready to.
That's the soundtrack of my kids' childhood. Is Radiohead, Radiohead and Pink Floyd.
It's been quite a while since I listened to Kid A. Long time. X's, yeah.
Have you guys listened to the Good Will Hunting soundtrack before?
Nope.
Have you seen the movie?
Kid A.
Yep.
Nope.
I almost picked the soundtrack because you picked the soundtrack.
What soundtrack were you gonna pick?
Rad.
Oh, that's a good one.
The skating one?
The bike one. BMX
Right,
bike.
right. MX, okay.
Phenomenal 80s soundtrack.
What you doing, Donnie?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
I don't know. I see you looking for stuff.
No, I was setting up the thumbnail.
Oh,
All right. So the 14th,
is that a Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Okay,
Sounds good to me.
that works. That works right now.
Yeah. So
Things
To be announced. But
you know. How about the weekend of the 14th?
the weekend.
Just thinking. Okay. All right, guys.
okay.
Good.
All right.
Welcome, Skyler. We love your energy.
It's great, isn't it?
All right. That's
You
it
know,
for the show.
Skyler, you do know that when it's your album, you got to talk for about 30 minutes and about the album before we even interject. You know this, right? Your dad told you, right?
Presentation style.
You gotta do a presentation of your album, why you pick your favorite songs, the album cover, the production. So
It's nothing to be nervous about. We're gonna go
I'm
over
kidding.
all that stuff.
yeah, you don't gotta do anything.
Yeah.
Donnie does everything for us. Donnie does everything.
The idea is what made you pick the album, why you're influencing and stuff like that. We just talk about the album. We'll all talk about our favorite songs on the albums or you know what we felt
It's
about
fun.
the album.
It's fun.
That's all it is.
Okay.
Just a
And if it's
mostly
Donnie's album, we hate it. Okay.
Oh,
We
every
hate
time.
album.
unless it's Bob Dylan.
Yeah, we crap on all Donnie's selections. All right. Even if you like it, we don't like it. Okay.
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 I guess we'll see you tentatively in 2 weeks for
Tentatively.
Shock Troops by Cox Spare. Spar.
Whatever.
Spar. 2 rounds. And then a third. Get out there and listen to this music.